From the home of the Widener Pride, this is WidenerPride.com. As we continue our series of preseason interviews for the 2012 spring season, I'm joined by baseball coach Mike LaRosa. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, welcome to Widener University.
Thank you.
You take over a team that's gone to the Commonwealth Conference Tournament 7 straight years. 4 of the 7 all-conference players are back this year. You look at a couple of them, Sean Severio, first team catcher, second year in a row. Dan Saraki, outfielder, first team all-conference last year. Just talk about them and what they mean to the team.
Sure. Aside from their ability and talent, which I'll touch on in a minute, these guys are, true leaders and make my job a lot easier. 4-year players in this program. They've been starters. This will be their 4th year. 4-year starters. They're both team captains. So they assume leadership roles naturally. Both these guys lead by example, by how they go about their business on any given day, and how they approach their work ethic at practice and everything. So again, they make my job a lot easier. I can go to these guys, and anything that we need to get done that needs to get relayed to the team, I am very confident, and I have gone to them, and they relay things very well. From ability standpoint, Sean Severio, versatile player, splits time as a catcher with Dennis Hocker, can also play in the outfield and will play in the outfield. Left-handed stick that is going to be somewhere in the top middle of our order. And then Dan Saraki, has been a corner outfielder his career here. With some openings after graduation last year, we're looking to slide him over into center field and kind of fill some shoes there. And he's going to be middle of the order, power type player for us. We're looking to drive in runs, and he's had a lot of success here, and I know he feels like this is his time now. And both those guys are really excited to get going.
You look at Bill Hollingsworth at first base. I mean, his number is .989 fielding percentage, .457 on base percentage, first team all conference. Talk about him and what he means to the infield.
Sure. Bill's another one of those guys. I mean, 4-year player in this program. A leader in the infield. He's got that senior authority in the infield at this point, and he's a good guy to have on in the program because. When he goes about his business, he's all business, but he also keeps things light. He's a good guy to have around for morale, kind of a team jokester type guy. Bill, is going to be in the meat of our order. Should be able to put up good power numbers for us is what we're expecting. He's been working hard with his swing during the off season. And then defensively at first base, his track record is outstanding there, and we're confident that's just going to continue to improve this year. And then we're also looking for Bill to fill a role out of the bullpen for us this year too. He came to me in the fall and had expressed interest in wanting to pitch, and kind of back end guy in our bullpen. And we took a look at him, myself and our pitching coaches, and we're very impressed. And he's been working out with the pitchers during the off season, and we feel like he's going to be able to slide into that role and have some success there as well. So.
Speaking of the pitchers, you got your number 1 and 2 starters, Jason Ferry and Rick Hazigan. Great years as freshmen, sophomore, and sophomores. They go to the NCAA tournament in 2010. You look at their roles, and you also look at Sal Sparrow, who was all conference last year, second team. .74 ERA, 47 strikeouts, and only 11 walks. His career strikeout to walk ratio is better than 2-1. Talk about them and what they mean to a very good pitching staff.
Sure. These guys are the core of our staff, absolutely. Rick Hazigan's our 3rd captain. He's the captain of the pitching, our pitching staff, and he's a guy that he just wants the ball in his hands. He's a big game pitcher. You can see that. You can see that in his intensity and how he goes about, his practice schedule and everything. And he has he's played at the high level. He's won big games here. He knows what it takes to compete at this level and to advance. So he's a guy that we're looking to kind of guide our team and guide our pitching staff, and as far as expectations and how to achieve our goals and what we're looking to do. Jason Ferry, same thing. He's been in that he's been in that role too. 3-year starter and has had a lot of success. Has pitched in big games. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but again, he brings that senior leadership to the program. And that brings those expectations of already having experienced a conference championship, of knowing what it takes to succeed, of knowing what you need to put in, as far as off-season preparations to succeed. And then Sal Spira, he's had great success primarily coming out of the bullpen, and we're actually looking to move him into a starter role this year. Sal's in excellent shape, probably the best shape of anybody on our staff. So we're confident that we can slide him into a starting role and that he can go deep into games for us, definitely. Yep.
You mentioned the experience. You have 17 players on the team that are either juniors or seniors. A good thing because you have all that experience, or do you look at it maybe as a bad that you're only coaching these guys 1 or 2 years?
Right. It's definitely a positive. I mean, it's a great group of guys, and I definitely wish I had more time with them. Right. Especially, these seniors, I'm only going to have the privilege of coaching for 1 year, and I'm going to be sorry, when they do leave. But it's a positive in the sense that these guys were together 2 years ago when they won the MAC championship. They have a little bit of a bitter taste in their mouth from last year because expectations were high for them last year. They had that whole core coming back from their 2010 season and had a bit of a letdown season last year. So I think that's made them even more hungry. And again, talking about the experience and knowing what it takes to win and knowing what it takes to compete at this level. I mean, that's a big part of it. Talent's one thing, but that only takes you so far. You need to learn how to win as a team. You need to learn how to, win in big game environments. And these guys understand that, and they know that because they've been there. So that makes it easy, and it trickles down to the rest of the team. So our younger guys see that. And again, makes my job a lot easier, because they take on the leadership role and really take the reins of this program, and they understand that this program is theirs, those upperclassmen, and I think because of it and because of a little bit of a letdown season last year, they worked that much harder in preparing for this season. Yep.
Well, the season opens for the Pride on February 25th when they battle Kings. That's up at Diamond Nation in Flemington, New Jersey. And the home opener is Sunday, February 26th against Richard Stockton. We thank baseball coach Mike Rosa for joining us, and we thank you for your support of Widener University Athletics.